and good evening. It's so great to be with all of you. So 25 years ago, Kathy and Ellen and Amy and Cheryl and 2,000 other people marched on City Hall Plaza in Boston to say, we need to change the approach to breast cancer to focus on prevention. Diagnosis and treatment are still important, they said, but we need a proactive public health approach to prevent this disease. And they made it happen. They began asking questions that no one else was asking. Why is there more breast cancer on Cape Cod than in the rest of the state? Why more in this generation than before? And they founded Silent Springs Institute to find out why. I'm so grateful that I had the chance to join Silent Spring in 1996 and to help to build this amazingly talented scientific team. And I'm especially grateful to my colleagues who've been with me all these years, Cheryl Asimo, Ruth Ann Rudell, and Diane Swakeel. It's been a real privilege and a joy to work with them. So when we began our work, scientists were just learning about the vast array of synthetic chemicals like BPA, phthalates, and parabens that could mimic estrogen or disrupt hormones. Natural hormones are the messengers that signal the body's cells what to do. They guide a delicately balanced system that responds to tiny, tiny effects. They control the developing fetus as it turns into a girl or boy. They control the brain and IQ. They affect weight gain, fertility, sleep, happiness, and cancer. Hormone-disrupting chemicals can make the breast change how it grows so it remains more susceptible to carcinogens. They can make a tumor that already exists grow more. Silent Spring Institute took these early discoveries about hormone disruptors into our first studies on Cape Cod. So we tested in 120 homes, and we found that hormone-disrupting chemicals were from plastics, household cleaners, furniture, toys, all kinds of products, were abundant in the air and dust and in people's bodies. These results showed for the first time that consumer products were a major source of exposure to these chemicals. And that created the groundwork for consumer movements that led to BPA-free and phthalate-free and paraben-free new products and to new policies and regulations and commitments by retailers to change what they were stocking. So thank yourselves, as our supporters, for all the ways that our science has changed the marketplace so that today you can find safer products in the stores. But the work is definitely not done. I'll mention just two new directions. First, we're tackling a new set of dangerous chemicals, PFAS, P-F-A-S. More than 100 million Americans have PFAS in their tap water. And thanks to funds that were raised at last year's Gala, we became one of seven sites that will conduct the first federal health study of PFAS this coming year. Second, we're focused on solutions. Through our Safer Chemicals program, and thanks to a very generous gift, we're adapting the latest tools in drug discovery to create a gene panel that can rapidly screen chemicals for effects on the breast. Then companies won't be able to say they didn't know that their ingredients might cause breast cancer. Looking back on the past 25 years, I'm incredibly proud of our science, and I'm optimistic about what we can accomplish going forward. But I'm also proud of the ways in which our science has expanded our founders' vision of a woman-focused environmental health movement. Our scientific discoveries have helped that movement grow and connect to the profoundly important intergenerational issues of our day. They're allies in this room from Mass Breast Cancer Coalition, Toxics Action Center, Resilient Sisterhood Project, Breast Cancer Prevention Partners, Cancer Free Economy Network, and Mothers Out Front. And just as thousands spoke out 25 years ago to found Silent Spring Institute, thousands have gathered again in Boston for the Women's March, the March for Science, and this year spurred by teenager Greta Thunberg for the Climate March. These movements are fundamentally interconnected with the goals to empower our girls and to protect our children and their children from environmental disaster. Some of the breast carcinogens that we study are found in vehicle exhaust. The plastics in many household products that we study are made from petrochemicals derived from petroleum or natural gas. Petrochemicals are becoming the biggest drivers for global demand of fossil fuels. That's why you're hearing more and more about climate toxics. These are chemicals that affect both people and the planet. So think about it. When we move away from fossil fuels and invest in safer products, we're not only addressing climate change, we're also preventing more women from getting breast cancer. Greta reminds us that we can all be leaders in this. And when she says, "I beg you, please listen to the scientists," she's talking about the work that you're supporting. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all that you've made possible.